Dobrý večer. Přeju krásný večer všem nepříchozím, všem, co koukají na záznam. Vidím vás. Užívejte, budeme fandit. Ať už live nebo na záznamu nahodit storíčko. Takže jezdíme. A let's go. M8 versus NAVI. Well played.
Just because of how the way that things have been going. Yeah, Gentamate's ready for this flood back in, so they've got to try and find a way to mitigate it. Of course, they're not going to have Marteen's ult every round, so you've not got that liberty to go ahead and take some.
Čau prosím a čau Aidar, nazdar blázni.
This A main duel that we're going to see yet again, those salvos respected now by mates, but there's a knock behind this for Filu. And it doesn't matter what agent you give him, the gun in his hands is good enough. Yeah, it's a double op, so if you
tak, dám storíčko, či je takový správný influencer a jdeme fandit. Jsem stihl docela brzo ještě, ne? Neskrčet. Takže ceníte. Čau Spacey, čau Ranajky. Ahoj Drogison. Čau Cozy, čau Top Games, čau Dave. Jak jim to jde? Ahoj Sabrina. Jak dnes? Good. Dneska dobrá šichta, kamo. Co gentlemen, koukali jste už? Come back by the way. Come back Zeretik se tam daný. Oj, oh what the fuck? What? Co udělal? What? Kámo, co udělal ten hero? Arab nemá výzum, no. Nejdal hero takový triple kill, jo, stun takovýhle tam najebal. Jako hero je nechutnej. Ty pičo, hero je nechutnej. Kámo. Mega dobrý stun od hera do píči. Mám chuť dělat TH, když to vidím. Potřebujeme tak kolik? Koukáme ty kompy. Oni mají celkem defense-sided komp, co hrajou ty NAVI, by the way. By the way, to je náš komp? NAVI hrajou náš komp? Hráli ho i předtím, nebo to je poprvé, co hrajou Perl, ne? Kam NAVI hrajou náš komp? To jak se podívám na ty setupíky, co mají, kámo. Jestli tam neuvidím nějaký tom. Ale jakoby Vitality hrajou dost podobný komp, takže... Mě zajímalo, kde dostali tuto inspiration, nevím. Jako z vlastní zkušenosti to je o dost lepší na defendu, než na ataku. Chlorik je NA týpek. Z Ameriky ho vzali. Já se ani buku, co mají NAVI za setupy, kámo, jestli neuvidím něco, co znám, ale z vlastní kůže. Ale mají Chambera na B, moc nehrajem Chambera na B, takže... I guess, ale nevidím. Jakože, zamilně si vidět naší hru, kámo, jestli je zajímá španělská liga.
Yeah, this turns things on its head, and now the post plant looks a little bit different. Marteen, no flashes, but a couple.
To je velice důležitý kolo, by the way, tohle to pro gentlemates. Then make it or break it. A hraje Odin Chlorik, což, kámo. By na našem vodku nenašel, ale... Ulti na huge, kámo, na 3 lidi. Nice. Kurva.
But he just can't stand the test, and so NAVI moved to 8. Yeah, trade of ultimates, but it's NAVI who come out on top, and Gentlemates are just completely not getting any value, and I think that's the worst part here. It feels like Gentlemates of old, right? Ultimates not finding value, and really bad halves.
One enemy replaced.
Like even there. The slowing of the pace towards R, allowing Filu to get back on this line.
Mega důležitý zápas, by večer. Oba dva týmy mají 1-1 v lize.
Easy pick onto Glyph and it just crumbles around that. Starso and Marteen still having their moments.
Tak storíčko nahoze, no.
This can't be a mates made on moments. It has to be more.
Beppo? Já myslím, že Beppo se jmenuje.
Been waiting for his moment in tier 1 and finally got it. Looked as if it had been overdue. Yeah.
I mean, as long as he can create space for the rest of the team, that's all. It's just the amount of times they're getting shut down before they even have half a chance. This time, it's Starso falling behind the cover.
Yeah, if you want to talk about game plans, NAVI has got it down to a T.
And for Gentlemates, when something like this happens, how do you adjust? It looks like they're just going to commit through this onto B.
Yeah, but the problem is you're committing to 3 players and ones that have plenty of utility, plenty of bodies on the lane and plenty
Energy taktik, co je energy taktik?
And I'm telling you, Gentlemates are paying double right now as they look to have only got 2 rounds out of a total of 11.
Jsem v žádných chodech s tím Odinem, kámo.
Before this first half is over.
Yeah, I mean, this is Gentlemates' map pick as well. They were one of the best teams, I mean, say one of the best teams in the region.
To je disgusting, jak to hrajou ty Navi. Hrajou to mega dobře, no. To ten Odin spamí mega dobrý. Možná si to si ukradnu, kámo. A nehraju Odin. Házím storičko se songem. Sit down. Strašný banger turecký, že jsem našel na Twitteru. Chcete potom, na Kicku vám ho pustím potom. Absolutní banger, kámo. Já mám ho na storíčko, kdybyste chtěli teďko. Čo je hovec? Nic, že to je reverse sweep? A nebo ještě comeback teda, 9-3, kámo, Bippo má 1-9. Bippo má 1-9, kámo. Jak si říkáme, jsme vymysleli s chlapama nejlepší komp na Perl, co je. Takže ten komp, co hrajou Navi, náš komp, kámo, je tak strong do piči. Když nemáš flashe, tak to je jedno, kámo. Ty damage utils jsou tak insane. Ale 9-3, kámo, jakože na ataku je to těžší, nemáš flashe. Bude muset comeback se činit na ataku, pokud je vyhrát. Takže možná se nebude činit, jak tak znám comebacka. Comeback na ataku, kamaráde, se mu moc nechce chodit. Song top. Strašný banger, kámo, to je Tarkam. No nic. Storičko nahozeno, vypínám telefon. 9-3 curse. Jaký jste měli den chat vy? Co nového ve světě? Našel jsem, myslel jsem nějaký novinky. Dneska se nic neudálo, ne? Furt se teda mluví o tom neon-nerfu, ale to ještě potrvá. Bippo se ti nelíbí? Jako Alešek je individuálně podle mě lepší, jak Bippo. Hazard píše, že nám ho určitě ukradli ten komp. Z prdele, ale. Ta tech pauza byla kvůli čemu, by the way, co jsem myslel? Kvůli čemu byla tech pauza? Někdo abuzoval nějaký bugy? Jako Alešek na serveru, jenom tím, že tam je, má podle mě všechen respekt Bippovi, ale chápeš prostě, Alešek má určitě větší impact svojí prezencí na serveru Alešek, ale nevím, jestli má takový comms ideas jako Bippo třeba. Ale jakoby Aleškovo prezent na serveru je prostě, kámo, vždycky cítit tak silně. M8 se nespavnul Spike? Jo, to se občas děje v těch customkách, no. Shit, kamo. By the way, z Navi se stává turecký tým, nebo co? Tam jsou 3 Turci teďko. Čau, Zindox.
Yeah, I'd like to see mates fight back into this one as well. You know, they're a team which, in the past, previous versions of the roster would have crumbled in this kind of situation. They've shown us some tenacity throughout kickoff into Santiago. Does that translate here?
Potichu to je, viď?
In Berlin under the lights. Let's see. Sheriff Floric. Same could be said of Minny.
Camera taken out.
NAVI just gutting the mid space before they make a commitment, but Spike already sent in the direction of A.
Split towards A, but how does Gentlemates begin to figure this out? Oh, it seems to be they want to take it on the
Glist 3-10.
information. That's a big joke because Spike is
4-10.
Gentlemates are coming out on top. The second half of the push is coming from behind, so Gentlemates need to get cozy, need to find a
Nice.
position to work with, and they have. Spike on the ground. Hero able to recover.
Nice, jsem si udělal prdelky kámo, ty, který vyšel triple kill. Well played.
Deficit of information in the middle of the map, and so they react into main, make sure that
Jako je to winnable pro Mates, ten komp není dobrý na ataku, co mají NAVI. Musí ten chamber být dobrý a hledat s VIPem za atak. NAVI win condition jsou ultiny, ultroundy, na to, že zabijou na sova ultinu, nebo na toho ultinu. A že chamber bude hledat s VIPem, no.
Watch out, he's about to take off.
Hey, listen, maybe Gentlemates are. That's the question. Maybe it's just an attack half deficit between these two. As Marteen manages to take an orb with no challenge and come back, looks to try and take the space all by himself through art.
So the Starso copter
Znáte
is on the
Starko.
helipad.
Ne, jsme kamoši,
Got
no.
the pistol.
Jsme rankeroví partneři. Oj,
To make this start
Oj.
being possible, Kyra. That's a nice
Dobrý
opening
flash.
kill from Marteen. At what point in this game do you start to believe, yeah, okay, NAVI are actually slipping?
No, not in these two rounds, right? I think this is like a mandatory.
Patrice, jo, jsme hráli tria teďko.
Get through that.
Nedávno.
But it's where the rifles
streamu,
are
aj.
gonna start to really consider.
Na YouTube vyšlo videjko, ne? Kde jsme hráli trio se Straxem, protože Shurika třeba 3 videa dozadu. Tohle je, kámo, tohle je neporazitelný, to dělá Bipo, to je neporazitelný. To je Valorant right now. State of Valorant, kámo.
Nice clean.
To je tak disgusting.
Hero trying to trade it through the mid door, but the judge will do as it likes, and I don't think he's going to get a salvo kill there either. Pippo won't want to stand in that, and the rest of mates clean
Flawless.
zone flawless. Now,
Je mega dobrý, kámo, flawless.
I don't think it's going to get much better than that with the weapons kept.
No, it's really not. The fact you get to keep a judge.
Nový bundle?
and
Nejsem
say
to
an
nezkoumal,
outlaw
kámo.
as well. But the good thing for NAVI is they've not got a whole bunch of players within striking distance of that outlaw.
They've actually fully bought into heavy shields in the next round. You won't see it just for a second, but vibes are good on the Gentlemates side. And one aspect too,
Jak si píská, ale
Starso is an emotional leader.
Yeah.
Where everyone else
comeback nesejbuje na Vipo, by the way.
to bring them up, and I think that's the reason.
Jsem si jistý, vole, že win condition toho kompu je Vipo za atak. Pro NAVI, ale Vipo se nebude konat, prej.
It's good, right? If you take that space, the problem is
Ty pičo minimálně chyra v hru, by the way.
is just soloing this, but he does peel off, and it's re-cleared through a drone. That's now 2 big bits of utility you'll be missing later in the round, non-rechargeable, of course.
At this moment in time, NAVI, as they start to move towards A, they pick up this spike on their way there. We now know exactly where that execute is going to come through. 3 bodies strong, but heavier on that art push, and that's the weaker side for NAVI.
Recon dart.
Ne, nevím, Bartem. Já neznám tolik Martina, že nevím, jaký je. Jakože on the server. A podle mě jsou oba jakoby profesionální profíci, prostě, že by úplně v pohodě, kámo. Úplně v pohodě, kámo. By spolu zahráli a možná spolu něco zahrajou. Možná. I don't know. Ne, nebudu nic líkovat, samozřejmě.
Not only hashtag Vice for EMEA,
hashtag Vice for EMEA, hashtag StarSoCopter, blah blah. But the problem
Připravte si...
This attack both of these teams have left nothing desired so far, right? Like right now,
připravte si vlaječky.
Into the site, and they're not clearing key corners. They're not anticipating, like for instance, comeback just completely peaks by himself. And that's criminal in a position like that.
That's also the kind of individual decision making that you expect just coming into this team without the amount of time to practice, right? Being given freedom to play his own way in many ways and fill in that gap. And while mates may not have fully taken off just yet, Starso's back up on his feet. And with a 3-round gap here coming in against Navi's Eco, it's a huge opportunity.
Krásný bonus, by the way, chat, tady jako stále já jakoby se na to koukám, jenom to jakoby, chápeš, dělám, že to nevidím. A začnu udělat, že to vidím, až to bude třeba 9-9. I think. Ale krásný bonusek, hezky abusenutá videohra od Bipa. Sliny za 2.
Ruxic still has the rifle here, but how much can you possibly build around this? Gentlemates don't need to go exploring in middle, but it looks like they're going to anyway.
Yeah, they want to try and
Ego, chat, ego. Ego je důležitý.
Not got a whole yeah. I was going to say not got a bit of bait, but certainly Ruxic's rifle does.
And that's exactly where I start to get scared because Ruxic is here holding.
To bylo trochu už hodně tohle.
Still letting their presence be felt, and Navi just decides, you know what, let's take the B site. There are still some traps up here, but I think Chloric gets there first.
Yeah, it's a foot race, but it's a sheriff that sails first. It's not your rifle, and it's not your healthy player, and it's
tohle je scary, kámo. Jaká trapa?
Well, Chloric gives himself away. Gentlemates so zoomed in, zoned in.
Díky bohu. A sliny za 3.
Takes position elsewhere on the site, finding Ruxic. And Gentlemates get the round they were looking for.
Yeah, full confidence in their own individual ability there when you look at some of these.
Hazard taky blej, vole.
Bippo going wide after the first.
Nice shot.
Then he gets his double there, and as Marteen's the first player out inside.
Nice. Okay.
As dangerous as it looked on the surface, they have found a 7th.
It's good, I like it, guys. It's okay, it's okay. Bro, I love.
A je lov co?
I don't know. He loves the fact that Gentlemates are coming back in.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It seems that the coaches are getting a lot happier as well with this defense side. And at this moment in time, as 4 players line up for Navi,
To mě nějak hodně crouchuje, to je. Jako teďko chápu, ale až bude fighty, tak doufám, že uvidím klasický non-crouched mini. Takže mi nikdy necrouchuje, když dueluje, kámo. Kurva, zrovna mi tady dají, vole, malou... Jako Navi mají tragický makro, by the way. Jediný, jak můžu vyhrát kolo Navi, je, že bude mít comeback Vipo. Už na něj saveal, actually, už na něj saveuje. Teďko ho bude, vole... Jako mají jako, actually. Nevím, jestli jako koupí Vipo rovnou.
Navi just do not have an idea of the kind of team fight capabilities that you would expect in those chaotic environments.
Nice.
5 from 5 on the defender's side. And the call for the timeout is made. The first from Navi. There was a point in time when they were leading this game.
Angel má nervy jak bomba.
Mates finding their third just at the tail end of that first half.
Takže bych ty věci jsem to teďko říkal, ale... Stařík.
Yeah, I think this is what's needed, right? Angel just telling everybody in the server, listen, this is what needs to be done. We need to be playing more as a unit rather than playing so individually.
And like, look, I think the scoreboard reflects that as well. Comeback sitting at the foot of it, 6 and 10. For as much as we were speaking about him wanting to play on his own, you're seeing the negatives of that now. When you're on the attack side, where you require a little bit more cohesion, a little bit more communication, it's a rough spot to be in.
Comeback, kámo, opatrně s tím nákupem, musí, aby mu zůstalo na Vipo na další kolo. Má 2,5, no, na dalším bojem Vipo. Jo, tohle můžou, oba koučové můžou mluvit, když je tému. Jedno, kdo to kolne. A že tu mi zhrajou moji stratu! Ne, není moje strata. To je first contact overrotate strata. Nejlepší, kámo, strata.
That's where Glyph also plays into the condition
Na
as
ranked.
well. Early smoke goes up. Bippo still fighting in front of this.
Hopefully i na pro play.
But the Stingers continuing to play chase and behind their own divide, a chance for the plant.
Yeah, that gravity well, given a little bit of vulnerability.
Škoda, že nedali combo, kámo.
Spike in though, that's causing an issue.
So much utility used, but no one from Gentomate swinging off the back of it. Navi able to get
Kámo, to je blbý docela. Sova ult. Nice. Jsem dělal rušník. Mega dobrý flash. Sova ult a raketa, no. Sova ult je win condition, nevím, proč týpek hraje aktiv. Letec! Nesmí dát fragy, jinak má ultinu. Nesmí dát fragy, kámo, má ultinu, když dá frag. Minny. Ne, za ještě použil Sova ultinu, nakonec to je krásný. A teď, chat, bude gameplan takovej navi, že půjde Sova Chamber B-long a bude drnit Chamberový angle a Chamber bude hrát. Nesmí Minnyho tam urvat a kolo je over, kámo. To bude celý gameplan těch navi. For real, kámo. Sova Chamber B-long, zbytek vole si bude mastit. Let's go. A tak jdou všichni hledat za comebackem, čum. Dron a Chamber vypa. Nice, důležitý, aby žil. Oni jdou retakeovat ten V-long.
See what the game plan is here as well. Comeback, finding a kill on the extremity, just walking up.
Oj! Nečekal, že tam budou v tolika lidech, actually. Dobrý shock dart, ty pičo. Tak ne. Jaký trapy. To je škoda. To by začal farmit, by the way, měl 1-9 a má 15-13. Když má 14-4, kámo, nebo kolik. Díky bohu, že týpek začne tam dělat, kámo, karate na Minnyho, vole. Ne. Kurva. Já zdalo se mi to, nebo si Minny crouchnul, kámo, když šel do toho ručníka. Netradiční, ty pičo, by po jaký shoty. Je špatný plant, možná? Trošku? Nevadí, ale to vypo nemají, vole, nesejvli to vypo. Ale oni nemají na vypo, navi. Takže tu je ten search na Bčku, už nemůžou dělat. Nevím, jestli crouchl, ne. Já se mi to zdálo. Aha, má Chamber vypo, kurva. Takže tohle kolo, no, ještě je klíčové. Má zase dal další vypo čum. Ne, prostě vypo merchant. A ten Serge náčku je tak dobrý, kámo, jak na Bčku, podle mě. Two players towards B long, so there's a chance for Marteen to flash and Bippo with this operator. Now that's inserted, they can stack up on the other side. I think they're gonna just try and fake some presence to. A má ještě toho, kámo, comeback má ještě nasrano v teniskách, kámo. Čím jak pasivně je tam s tím Vipem. Ani nesarčuje do sajtu. On se bojí, že ho budou retakovat zas, ale... Oni ho actually fakt budou retakovat. No fucking way, kámo. No fucking way. Nice. Tady cinká všechno.
Marteen and Gentlemates having blinked in the face of what has been a real quick.
Jaký reveal, kámo, to hodil na dně? Dobrá ultina od Glissa. A to je jak dobrá ultina od Glissa.
to 2. Big kills from comeback, sure, but that's spike on the ground.
Both still here.
Nice.
Yep, and Beppel gets
Čas.
the kill, so it has to be the sub. It has to be comeback here under pressure.
A zdar! 10 dróny, kam
We're all
nepíše na
even once
Messenger.
again.
20 rounds played and the team's inseparable, but gentle mates with much more of the character and charisma that you expect from them at this stage in the game. Another round win and they're back to winning ways.
30 seconds left.
Comeback had a couple of nice shots here, really, but again, it's
Vamos.
just how deep does that go beyond those couple of
Holy shit.
Now,
The emotions.
not on their feet now.
Reveal byl nahoře, ne? Prostě nad toutou, nad tím shortem. Nebo? Byl prostě fail, uličce tam nahoře jak svině.
And look at this roaming pack
Jo, kamo.
that Starso is currently leading through spawn. They're just deciding, do we want to commit to be here? Is the mid pressure enough for
Comeback
us
zase
to
bude na vypo, by the way,
on
čum.
this? Or do they double back? It's an eco that they're up against at the end of the day.
Yeah, but is that conditioning playing into it? That's the other thing you need to consider.
Yeah.
You know, gentlemates
Na
never
té
put
budce?
on the last fake to
To z budky je revealnul takhle?
probably
To z budky se nechali revealnout? Jako tady z toho mid-siteu nahoru jenom top dal?
Trademark of comebacks
Tak
has
to je
been
halus.
broken. And Minny's on high alert. Has to just dip back a little bit. Respect Filu with this ultimate, who will be looking to pave the way forwards, honestly. Look for as much as he possibly
Comeback.
can, not given anything. Same could be said of
Nah.
comeback. It's a dodge,
Nah.
right, but he's gonna win it over Minny.
And that's
Sliny!
range is exactly what you would want. But ultimate
Co to bylo za movement celý ten comeback? To byl movement hada. Že Marteen má třeba 5. ultimu do hru, ne?
But it is just the one as it stands. 4-on-4 situation.
6, kámo.
And NAVI have a couple of players deep, embedded in secret right now.
Nice gliss.
Teammates have to hit on the head, and that's exactly what they'll do. Hero can't play post-plant from this position. Flushed out by the molly, still hitting heads. And Ruxic doing enough to delay the defuse initially, but now Starso's hands are busy. Ruxic, there's no way he walks away with 2 there.
What the fuck? Kolik killů ještě dali s jedním klasikem a ghostem, jako nemá to žádný impact, ale halus. Tak to je krásný kill od comebacka, no. Krásný kill od comebacka.
Yeah, you'll see it in just a moment, but those 2 kills from Ruxic could have more weight than we imagine. Extra 300 credits for everyone on NAVI for that.
Maty, díky, ještě mi to nenapsal.
Staring at
Tak snad ty si s tím, kámo, kde byl ten reveal.
a round which means so much at this stage in the game, because this is either mates taking 12
Ale díky.
or NAVI tying it up at 11 all with a bad buy for the defenders, you imagine.
Ne, proč searchuje s tím vypem do Ačka, ne do Bčka, by to bylo, ale jakoby nejsem doktor, že jo.
The end of the first map could really help decide this. As Minny swings out, catches Filu.
To dělá Filu ta jako, byl nejhorší fake na světě. No jako, se rotili, ale
I mean, Cloric maybe
Kámo.
trying to break the traps with the shocks didn't work. And NAVI
To
have
byl
a
zaskok
at the
jako.
very least, but Mates retakes have looked good so far.
Now they have. They've looked excellent. So come back within the corner, stunned up, and that's
Dobrá utilita.
has to give up the time, and already Firo
Oh!
his utility belt, gentlemates, absolutely brilliant. So
To se hodí.
there is a cosmic divide to try and challenge this spike, but why would you use it? Come back with a nice shot, but still no control of that spike. No way to deny anybody defusing, so it forces players out.
Nice, Minny, důležitý kill.
That's where gentlemates really make them pay as they head on to map point.
Nevím, kámo, ten comeback má strašně low impact fragy, mi přijde.
It's their map pick at the end.
Sice dává killy, kámo, ale v tom kole to, vole, moc neznamená, vole. Marteen farmí, no, na Phoenixovi.
Looking at it here, I mean, Minny does a great job at defending the B side.
Oh, to byl huge kill, ty pič.
You're looking at NAVI and the agents that they have, right? They've got the gravity well to.
Jako gentleman na defendu hodně vaří.
They've got both salvos, they've got shock darts. It just.
Jak mu řekl, jestli sedne, jak mu ukázal tím prstíkem.
They're trying to take fights, especially through comeback, who's having some success with.
Ne, comeback je úplně posraný. A vždycky byl, kámo. Na ataku je vždycky posraný. On na defendu jenom, kámo, dělá haura. A na ataku, kámo, to, no. Prostě spinká, vole. A to vždycky byl takovej, vole, přijde. On se snažil dělat aspa jednu dobu, když hrál duelisty, tak prostě dělal takovýho aspa z duelistu. Že dělal, že jde in, kámo. A pak se zastavil na místě, kde jakoby to má mega malou value, vole, že tam je. A čekal, že někdo jiný dostane kontakt, chápeš? Falls way below the level that we expect of a team that is pushing to try and make playoffs. Because that's what this game is all about, right? It's the one-on-one match. Který chce malé poseroutka. A není jak, že full poseroutka, on jakoby pušuje, když by neměl pušovat a nepušuje, když by měl pušovat, mi přijde. Ale kdo je rank 1, on nebo já, že jo?
In this position. And once again, it can't be stated. The team who loses this goes 1-2, and with Team Heretics and Carmine Core playing each other later in the week, then becomes a little bit more exciting towards that bottom part of the table.
Já bych řekl, že on prostě není ten X-faktor, tak. On to neumí vzít na sebe prostě, vole. Což znám. Ale u něj na jeho roli to je ještě Wallbang za Chum Hero má 5 HP. Nice kill sliny.
Locking down the B site again through middle this time. NAVI are another impasse.
Another question asked of them. Hero on 5 HP. He's not long for this world, let's be honest. And Genomates have taken up position through mid, so the only question, or the only answer really for the attack is send it towards B, into a Cypher setup, and a retake cam set up by Minny.
Minny? Minny, vole, zdobil do V.
And that's exactly what he'll get. Catches wind of the push coming in early. Very preemptive Cosmic Divide here as well, just to make sure that no one can take advantage of those traps should they reveal a player. But
Retakes Phoenix Ultinu je celkem solid.
The backs of their feet in this situation, they have to fight forwards and find an advantage.
Especially with Marteen's run it back. If he uses this, I mean, that's just a free body to send it into the side to trade off of, right? But let's be honest, who's trading off of Marteen? He's usually going to get a kill himself. So the flashes and utility get sent forward. He doesn't get a kill, but Minny does get the trade. So a 2 versus 4 in which we're going to have to see Navi try and clutch up from. Onto the spike they go. Ruxic already in the kill feed and come back out.
And then come back in Navy's mid.
It has to be Ruxic. All the way from long with players starting to encroach on his position.
Nice. Navi dali jedno kolo za atak. 1-11 atak, nebo kolik? 1-10.
Yeah, more mates magic tonight as they're able to clamber their way back on Pearl. Their map pick. The question is, can it continue for them?
Nice. Defend looking clean, gentlemates.
Question, but you know what?
Mega dobrý mid-rounding, miniho setupy, mega value.
See the energy change on stage because at first everybody was like really quiet, but you're the only one that was screaming. And then all of a sudden, someone else started screaming, and then you guys started winning, and everyone else was screaming. How do you find the energy within you to keep motivating everyone, even though you were down so many rounds?
I mean, since the start we believed in our defense. I think historically it's quite strong for us, you know. We knew we get the pistol, you know. I think they have zero chance. They had zero chance on that. It's a lot on me. I'm happy the boys, you know, didn't drop any energy, you know. They kept being with me. It showed up, you know, great resilience. We move on to map number 2, right?
All right, I'm looking forward to it. There you go. With your
Resilience.
Congratulations. We're going to be heading over to the break, and we'll be back with our second map of the series, Lotus, coming up next.
Nice, boys! Nice! Let's go, boys! Nice! Come on! Come on! Nice! Let's go! Let's go!
Stand up like this. Oh, sorry. No screaming. Hey, pull up.
9-3 kurz seriál, no nic mám hlad jak svině, potom si něco si ulovím dobrého.
Alberto was looking for you, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, you better get that
Okay,
quick.
I'll go check.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Tak. GG. GG pony. Co mám dobrého tady čet? Kurví to new gen. Mám tady asijské nudle se zeleninou a cibulkou.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Vteřinku odepisuju tady nějaký businy. Tak tady pro mě prostě chtějí lidi furt něco do píče. Furt! Jejich sluchátka stojí 7,5, co na tom stojí tolik jako, jsou odlušovací? Jsou takový ty, co nepotřebuješ, že nemáš špunty pod tím, nebo co to je? To máš hlavou, Ondro. Čavujta. Druhá mapa je co? Lotus?
What was the thought process behind moving Philo back to do
počkej, to mě zajímá.
come back on chamber here? That's super simple, like because we don't have much practice time with comeback, so we decided to put him on self-sufficient role.
To je před náhradem nebo to natáčí teďko? Mě zajímá, proč
What was the
prohráli
thought
atak.
process behind moving Philo back to duelist and having comeback on chamber here? That's super simple, like because we don't have much practice time with comeback, so we decided to put him on self-sufficient role where he can play like on himself. He's not a part of like strats, team plays, etc. So it's just easier to implement short term.
All right, thank you, Angel. That is a great response to be hearing from the side of Navi in regards to the positions where
Comeback seděl celý kolo v Amainu.
We
Nedělal nic.
We had a bit of questions in regards to what the reasoning was behind it, and I think that fits it perfectly. There's nothing. Yeah, perfect. Makes sense. Yeah, answered our questions. I love it.
A jako filozof tak hodně navařil.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. It actually also at the very beginning looked really good for the side of Navi, and then once
Bipo farmil defend. Bipo Minny, Marteen farmil.
It just went downhill.
It also just felt like both teams had similar.
A mě to nevadí, že měl nasráno.
Duelist, or at least their Neon, was really struggling on the attack side to find anything, just getting shut down by a lot of the time the other aggressive duelists, like the more surprise factor. And Philo had a pretty good first half, but it was the turnaround on the other side from Bippo, which I think is a lot harder to do. If you have a really bad first half as a duelist, to just go reset, I'm going to go back into
playoff,
it, but
group stage,
honestly, he did incredibly well.
And I feel like also what pretty much contributed to that was the fact that Starkso somehow within himself had this continuous energy to just keep shouting and like he was literally pushing that team forward. When we're looking at the reactions from the team at the very start, especially Bippo, he was not having a great time. They just looked absolutely done. They were not having a great time, and then all of a sudden they flip it, Billy, and they are so locked in.
This is why he's such a good leader, though, because he's
Dali jste ho na subaďak.
front, right? You can see that as soon as Starkso gets hyped up, the rest of
Tam
them,
jako
it's
sub.
a domino effect. Like the rest of them just completely follow suit, and I think that's what all you can ask for from your IGL.
Yeah, I think for sure, like he's always been that sort of like, even back at like 2021 champs, he was like doing exercises during pauses.
Není podepsaný
v
NAVI.
And I think you could see that shine through when
Je Arabáč podepsaný v NAVI, ale ten se plně nedostane, dokud ta group stage neskončí. To je jakoby velice chytrý sign. Podepsat někoho, kdo žije v Saudské Arábii a nemůže se měsíc dostat ven do Evropy. To je kámo geniální move. Místo toho, než vzít někoho, kámo, kdo je actually EU.
Absolutely, and it pushes the team forward, which is what
A ani není nějak super insane, by the way, ten Arabáč, ale
as well as Marteen this time around not on Euro,
nejvíc divný pick-up.
delivered still 306 ACS, bro.
Jako to mě strašně bavilo, kámo, kdybych byl takovej hero třeba. A hrál jsem každý týden s někým jiným, by the way. Minulý týden hrál s Kološou, teďko hraje s comebackem, za týden má hrát se s Exitem, ale Bůh ví, s kým scrimujou vůbec. Geniální, kámo.
It's actually ridiculous, yeah.
First 11 rounds, he was 1-9.
Pak mě to bavilo, kámo, si furt zvykat a ještě hrajou jiný postavičky, vole.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's
impressive.
Pak mě to bavilo, vem si, že prostě hraješ s Kološou a řekneš mu, kámo, když máme tady to Ačko, tak já odrotím a ty tu zůstaneš, OK, ty to lokneš a já se můžu hnout, OK, Kološo, super, jsme domluvený, OK, příští týden přijde comeback. Kanka, when I take A with you, you stay, me rotate, yes? Yes? Yes. Perfect. Ale to 7krát neudělat, takže musíš 7krát mi to říct. A za týden přijde další týpek. Zase to samý musíš mu říct. A to furt dokola, kam, mrdlo by mě.
I mean, it's not only about the protocols overall.
Názor?
He's a fresh IGL, so definitely he'd never
like this?
Lotus and Fracture as before he was not IGL. So what we focused is understanding of the map and understanding different ways how to play it. It's not only about the protocols; it's overall understanding the map, the concepts, and yeah, all of the tools that he can use on those maps. And I think he will do good.
And why I was laughing was because obviously we will not tell the protocols here, but you will see them on the game. Important is to get him in the flow state. He's one of the best in the world, and when he gets in this flow state.
Yep.
All right.
Řekne
high
best in
praise,
the world.
but also we know you don't want to leave the protocols, but still a great answer in terms of like giving
Looking
the players
good.
the tools and the understanding for the map to be able to set them up for as much success as possible, which is what they're going to need here, Tom, when it comes to Lotus.
Mě zajímalo, jak moc tam mluví turecky, tam jsou 3 Turci jakoby v NAVI už. Ale IGL je z Ameriky, takže jakoby pravděpodobně to je full English, ale Čína nevím, co to je, kamo.
On this map, I think a lot of teams opt for more of a double controller look. Maybe you keep the fade in there as well. Viper Killjoy, like those are very, very competent picks. I think they've got a lot of those pieces.
Už hráli Fracture předtím? Hráli, viď? Tam hraje Minny Breachem. Jsem to neviděl live, tak se chci podívat, kamo, jak hraje Minny Breachem.
I mean, we saw that on Fracture. That's where my head is kind of going.
I wouldn't hate it.
Because if Marteen does, I'm gonna bang on home about this chamber pick. Because it's a great map for Chamber, right? So like, is there a possibility that we see Chamber being the solo sentinel, but maybe we see Minny on something like a breach again? Don't want to see that. Might see that in the case of I'm thinking about their Fracture, like I'm thinking about things that they.
Nebo bys měl pořídit Braille, by the way.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
It's
just the sentinel role that's I think.
What
are they gonna play?
I still like Vice on this map. I think especially when your opponent's running a Neon, or in this case, likely a Neon Chamber, it's like you have one that can dive in very quickly, and then the other player is left behind if there's a wall and all of the thorns. So I think that maybe a Vice would be a good pick, because they will have already seen what Navi has
Marteen
been
pěkný
doing.
Jorua.
And Angel kind of gave us the tidbit which will actually help his opponents as well. It's like
Jorua.
trying to just put him on his own role. But he'll be on chamber again. That probably means we'll get the feel of Neon.
But I think even with the Vice there, like Minny has only played Vice 2 times in his career, which was
I believe in Minny.
I understand like Vice is a great sentinel for this map.
Minny má mega dobrou Vice.
Like I say, like I was just thinking about it. I was like, I swear, I don't really like have.
Would you rather that over his breach?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes,
there you go.
I would rather that over the breach. But
Ani nemají nastudovanýho Minny, kam mu je úplně jedno, co bude hrát do píči, může hrát i dualisty.
Like anybody I've seen that's like a master Cypher player, if you put them on Vice, I expect them to be decent.
He could just play the Killjoy, to be fair.
He could also do that, but that's boring. Play Vice.
I'd like to also touch upon a bit more on the Navi side of things, considering comeback. I mean, you already touched upon the fact that we saw comeback on the
Imagine comeback na Cypherovi, vole. V životě bys nedělal víc od Cyphera, vole.
I think it makes sense. I think you've already seen him do that on Heretics versus the Navi roster. He played very well individually. Sure, they didn't win the map, but that was because they lost a 1v5 and a 1v4 back-to-back to Cloric. Now Cloric's on your team, so you might as well stick with running that. I'd be surprised if they change anything too
Proč se baví o Fracture, by the way? Když hrajeme Lotus.
On that chamber, but Minny on the Viper here
I think they've also
instead.
swapped Fade and Viper on the Navi side. Like Cloric's now on the Viper, it was Hero before, so that's
Fade.
interesting because Cloric's Fade was fantastic.
Yeah, they've completely.
Kompozičně chat se mi líbí.
That's down to a calling thing, like
Oba týmy se mi líbí, actually.
to call on the Viper. I think the Gentlemates one though, I don't know if this is what they're going to be locking in, but it's kind of what you alluded to potentially wanting to see, Tom, is having that double controller and double duelist.
Yeah, I think I would have still liked to see Minny on a Sentinel.
Bude to o tom, že jakoby kdo bude víc
I think this is one of the more like
rozumět tomu, jak tu mapu musí hrát, protože Navi nemůžou nikdy vzít, s těma kompama nemůžou Navi nikdy vzít first tempo, něco, co chtějí vzít Gentlemates, protože mají Raisny, a oni mají z toho Chambera, který nemá žádnou fighting util. Ale pokud tam pak ten Chamber začne vylejzat jakoby po tom first tempu, first takeu, to může být celkem annoying. Na defendu hlavně ten comeback, kámo, teda comeback, ten Chamber, to lokování je mega, mega annoying. Když ještě neportí po první utilitě. Ale Marteen je, kámo, generational race, actually. Věřím v 2-0 chat. A Minny se nebojí lurkovat a brát timingy, takže bude dobrý jaký.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, I mean, if you're Navi,
Nikdo nemá flashe?
really bounce back from what was a difficult defeat.
Jsem to říkal několikrát, že flashe jsou na downfallu poslední roky. Každý rok se hraje méně flashů. Samozřejmě se hrál jako Joru, takže jsem měl hodně flashů, ale overall, mimo Joru, tak se hraje činil tím méně flashů. Protože prostě, nevím, já se nedokážu jako... Moje vysvětlení je takový, že ty flashy jsou strašně RNG, protože někoho flashneš, týpek te stejně může zajebat full blind, kámo. Že to není tolik jakoby konzistentní value.
Yeah, he had about 10% of those kills in just 2 series, which he played back to back, didn't he?
Může stát prostě, že dvakrát za sebou skapeš na týpka, co je full blind, no.
Even half of that level, then mates will be home and dry. It's already looked pretty good so far in this one. And he's part of the play which begins to emerge.
Nic drama, pačet.
Now into the grassy A main, where, as you can see, Navi are starting to rotate some numbers over. They have come back on the C line.
Yeah, they've left him all by himself like we expected from Angel's coach confession. And a big detail.
Ale Makrovač vypadal docela blbě pro Gentlemates, ale už do schodu vypadá zajímavě. Actually.
Yeah, a lot of teams liking to go towards A, turn the door, pressure tree a little.
What the fuck, co to je za pistol round?
But look at this gap.
Co to kurva je za pistol round?
To thread 4 players through the eye of the needle. And while you can see
I like it.
set up here for main,
Ten dostane takovej pinch, ten Phil, co ti jebe. Ne. Starkson, nič to, kurva.
Does get flattened by Glyph, so there is a way back in here for mates.
There is, but that spike going down.
No jako Starsovo holdí rotace, nikdo nerotuje, taky docela zajímavý, ale... Kurva za 2.
It's going to take so much time for NAVI to clear all of this out, so Starso gives them a gift on a silver platter he goes.
Last two have sheriffs as well, so there is a little bit of bite about
Nevadí.
this.
Možná Vipo? Live round nějaký, pojď Vejku, co?
Is there a clause to use it? Needs to find something here early. Glyph shredding them on the way back.
Juj.
Still not enough.
Juj. Juj.
NAVI get the pistol.
Yeah, too many
Nevadí. A zajímavý kolo. I like it.
NAVI with their 65% pistol win rate.
Škoda, že tady šel za 2, no.
Listen, this is a long map. We know how Lotus likes to play out. I think this defense side, we're already going to start to see.
Mega dobrý to bylo, že se podívám, co mám dalšího dobrýho tady. Ze sladkýho bych si dal.
Slow to start, but once they get going, as Kundi was saying.
Kundi.
That Starso copter, it's flying all the way to a map win. Yeah, no, I'm fully bought in.
Okay, hey, listen, if you're bought in, I'll try and see if I can convince myself, but
yeah, force.
I'm certainly going to need a refuel here.
Dobrý reveal, ten mám rád, to je ten rychlý, kámo.
Poor weaponry, or maybe it's already had a refill, because look at this buy. 4 stingers, there's a bucket in there as well, and Gentlemates are making this.
Kámo, vrtačky na C vypadají solidno. Double duel, kámo, rundown. Mega strong. Dobrý kolo od Starksa, kámo. Že mě ví, že... Nebo takhle, oni předpokládají, že Chamber hraje C a nemá šanci to takhle zastavit, no. Vice by to zastavil, ale Chamber, kámo, má tady ten weak spot, no. Comeback, kámo, hodně v pohodě. Jamene, ten vede se krásně, co u tebe. Mám tady vanilkový puding s jahodami.
It's that
2-1, tak ukáž.
Any momentum NAVI would have been looking for. No chance at a bonus. Mental gonna be boomed again.
Všechny tyhle ty levný zbraně jsou strong jako.
That's something which I want to see from players like Chloric on the other side. Think of the Heretics game. The amount of a boost he was able to give them.
Tak, nemusel vyprojebat do eka.
Not just through the clutches that he was putting up. Does he have that aspect to him in these sticky situations?
Gentlemates going straight for that C site once again. They've got blood in the water and they want to try and use that to as much of their advantage as possible. Come back out wide, Headhunter, and well, his teammate has gone as well, so will he.
Yep.
It's what we expected. That rifle's still in play though.
Yeah, Filu, I was just about to highlight, is one of the players retaking here. Has the Phantom, but no real tools to make himself too dangerous. That stun isn't available. Has a slide, but really you want the neon in first and the rifle behind it.
Na co koukal comeback? Kámo, na Seroš. No to nebaví moc, kámo, prej.
NAVI taking the time to come back in. Maybe waiting for that honk to come back up on hero.
Jako vím si, jak to musí ničit confidence tomu comebackovi, by the way. Teď se mu děje poslední 2 týdny třeba.
Classic man. He's in shots with it. Filu teed up on the rifle as well. It's down to a 2-on-2, but I just again think that on time this isn't tenable.
Is it?
It just
kámo, kdyby zabili Minnyho, tak máme problém.
It's left far too late for Chloric to really salvage anything here. He does.
Ten je špatný, on by ho zlomku neviděl. Aha, actually viděl, okay. My bad.
Yeah, bit of a weird round, the fact that NAVI...
Prostě týpek dostal kick z jednoho týmu, tak jde do druhého týmu a zase dostane vyšoustáno. A ještě ho nedej bože zase dropnou. Jakoby by dropnutý z 2 týden na týmu za týden, to je docela v pohodě.
NAVI can fix their issues there because already once we come out of the replays you'll see Gentlemates are lining up to hit this again.
I think something we want to see immediately with this operator purchase from Comeback is just him winning his ones.
Comeback, vypo. To je to, proč ho vzali, to je to, proč, kámo, je tier 1 a tak dále, tak ukážu, vole. Tohle je hodně dobrý od Chlorika, typče, to je strašně dobrý od Chlorika. A ten smoke ho natrolil. Pane bože, ten smoke! Co mu tam hodil ručník, vole? To bych měl takový nervy, ty nevíš, jaký nervy skurvený bych měl, jako. Pardon za slovíčko, ale to bych měl takový nervy. Jako ten Chlorik tam byl za 3, by the way. Ten Chlorik tam byl za 3. Jest ten comeback, no. Ale vem si je projebe, pak dorazí ten main dualista a ty jdeš jakoby zase pryč a projebal si, byl jsi tam jakoby jenom k tomu, aby si projebal. Chat. Další chalka. Jak to vypadá, kam má to být puding a to nahoře je nějaký ovoce, ale nevím. Mary, nenechte se opít, chat, tady tou hrou zatím. Lotus je attack mapa a Gentlemates mají attack comp, takže je expected, jak to říct. Chtěl bych hodně vidět, kámo, že 9-10 kol, nejlépe. Třeba, nevím, kámo, 7-5? 7-5 je dobrá alfa pro NAVI, by the way. Pokud dají 5 kol na defendu NAVI, tak je to pro ně plně dobrý. Že keep it up, gentlemates.
Yeah, I think again, sort of giving that cross-regional context, team like MIBRs looked really good using the neon rays on this map, so it fits some teams, others not so much when you consider what their agent pool looks like, and if you have that neon special... Neon rays je mega dobrý, kámo, když máš Minny, vole, na tom. To dejme tě neon rays je strašně smart. Mixed by here from NAVI again as Gentlemates really encroaching on that A site. Comeback se musí hrozně bavit, by the way. Každý jedno kolo je mimo tu akci, jakoby. Teď se hraje o co? Já mám o bombony. O 4 hašlerky. A 2 Slavie. Site now heavily fortified with comeback as well. The door turns for the umpteenth time. You're just waiting for comeback to make. Jak o co se hraje, kurva? It has to land, and it does. Asked of him multiple times already. Tier 1 liga, kámo. Yeah, a 2 versus 4 once again, Glyph and Marteen, but on the same site as it was the pistol round. Group stage. Hraje se o playoff. Playoff se hraje o postup. Masters Londýn. Masters Londýn se hraje o výhru a nekonečnou slávu, peníze, ženy. A odkaz, vole. So the deficit reduced by 1, but I mean, that's a big round to lose. NAVI have done a brilliant job there to win that one. Filu just good for the one with the ult, bit of damage. And come back in that situation, right? You see him there instead and your heart is fluttering, right? You're on the edge of your seat because he's really not looked too great so far. That was his first kill of this map. If we get a few more moments like that where he's not getting punished, when he is able to just take a duel and win it, then that's what you want to see. Že do konce tohle roku, od dalšího roku to bude možná jinak, a do konce tohle roku prostě se Valorant hraje takhle na ligy a na 3 turnaje, Masters a Champions. That's it. Tier 1, Tier 2 ligy jsou jediný, co se hraje ve Valorantu. Není toho moc, a příští roku toho má být víc. Těším se. According to play, ne? Studeny, já mám rád studeny. But it does still feel like it's the same comeback in some ways. The VCT comeback versus the high on confidence one we saw tear challengers apart. He will get his chance to shine in this round though. Make no mistake about it. Gentlemates have congregated and they grow closer and closer to the seaside.
Jo, World Cup taky bude, pravda, ještě World Cup, no. Jediný turnaj mimo to, co jsem řekl.
Thinking about players in the smoke can't quite connect. His luck not going in his favor. A nightfall and Marteen. Oh,
tak. A Chamber dočembroval, to je jediná value, proč tam je comeback, aby nevysral jeden shot. A vysral ten shot. Jak vypadá můj den? Nechceš vědět, kámo. To jsou takový, vole, rituály, kámo. Moklorik hraje hodně dobře.
Beppo and Starzo are full of health and NAVI aren't quite there themselves. But that operator picked up from Chloric might prove an issue.
Still has a pit as well. If he can find a safe way to sight, this is a problem.
Dobrý anglicky drží, kámo, tady.
That's the issue, is Beppo is waiting for the barrel to be seen, and it's exactly that. So Chloric looks to save up the operator, and Gentlemates look to walk to 4.
Nejlepší hráč je Jirka Babica, no. Vy taky zemhle vypadá tvůj den? Já jsem dělal nějaký video před pár lety, by the way, myslím. Jak vypadal můj den před pár lety. To vypadá trochu jinak, ale kamo. Stane, hraje, spí, stane, hraje, spí.
It's really important as well in terms of getting that information, allow you to lean heavier towards one side of the map.
To některý dny, kdy kámo hrajou míň než ostatní věci, no.
Yeah, it's Filu. I think it's important that we talk about him here because we wanted to tee up the idea of his chamber versus some of his other agents, specifically here.
Ještě gůní negůním, kámo, já jsem křesťan.
He would have been playing the chamber on this map, but it's the neon which he's gone with. And yeah, I think chamber definitely enabling his strengths. He's a great player with the op himself. But now he's been tasked with something completely different, right? Gap close towards the site, and that's the similar playstyle that you'd have as a race player.
Yeah, exactly.
Bundle? Nevím, jestli jaký mám názor, potřebuji vědět, kolik bude stát. Podle mě bude trochu levnější ten bundle než jiný bundle. Cčko na retake? Aha, ne, Cčko hraje jako solo Viper, protože Chamber vysral. Solo Chamber jim nefungoval, že bude hrát solo Viper. A Chamber bude hrát v aktiv, v peku. Kam má tragický decision making a positioning, ale ten comeback to píči. Tragický, vole, decision making. Vždycky vybere... Chloric je mega dobrý, kámo. Víte se, co udělal s tím orbem, by the way? To je, jak funguje, kámo, Valorant. Že jakoby ten smoke ještě nemusí být vykástěný, ale už to jakoby blokuje ten reveal. Hero na fejce mi přijde na piču. Oh, Minny. Oh. Trochu se tomu nechtělo, ale nakonec to tam padlo. A nekroučnul si myslím, ne? I když jako sprejoval, tak sprejoval ve stoje, kámo. Je mega zajímavý, ale to dělá pár mastodont hráčů. Čum. Stojí. Vidíš, on fulí a stojí, kámo. Dělá i saunera, kámo. Ale většina hráčů, když začnou sprejovat, tak si crouchnou, ne? Ale the best ones prostě stojí, kámo.
originally wanted to play with, I agree, and I think if you're talking Raze Neon being a good read for this map, he is a fantastic Raze player, so...
To je dobrý play tohle.
Looking at it here, Navi still trying to call...
To je v životě nemůže napadnout, že je nahoře, no. Ale možná ho uvidí Stark, co? Tak to je tyhle, vole. Jo, Simon, já jsem se taky přebědoval. Včera jsem si přebědoval Crouch, no. Dneska jsem na tom hrál scrimmy a dropl jsem jeden scrim match MVP, takže nepotřebuju. Ale kam někdo se mu chtěl double holdit třeba? Když double holdit a crouchni si, tak jako já to mám na altu tečko, takže... Jak se mu to vykástilo? Viděl jsi, jak se mu to vykástilo, to má insta vypl. Na zelený platformě kurno, nový bundle chat. Nevadí. 5-3 a furt v pohodě, chat. 9-3 z toho udělat a...
Close engagements once again. Fulu with a nice entry through, but like, how are Navi getting that space when there's players in main, players on site?
Yeah, that's the puzzling part of it. If there was anything you wanted to criticize about Gentlemates, a couple of these post plants have let Navi.
Comeback 1-4 mega clean, kámo.
Doesn't feel like an overarching theme for now though. But Money looking a little bit ropey. Navi this round had to stick for them, but now, once more, it's only Ruxic here. It's a sole player left to defend the C site.
Kámo, je mega dobrý utility, Gentlemates. Mně přijde, že toho strašně moc používají na ten backside. Skoro jak kdyby kámo měli anti. Nevím, mi přijde, kdyby měli anti, vole, že víš, že ty Navi vždycky kontestí z tuhle pozičky, protože kam oni všechny util nahází sem. A co na ten pilar hází po minimum. A tady vždycky Navi zkouší kámo heavy holdit a dostanou.
In the past, you double up on your anchors, perhaps. Maybe it's the chamber and the viper in the same area of the map.
Jak to je stoučko zrušilo? Protože ho zrušil sám. Začí podržet X-ko.
Give it a go, but it's only good for the one.
I mean, but every kill you get is a little bit of damage again to that economy, considering Minny and Beppo are on 900 and 400 respectively.
Další save? Já bych ještě neslavil, takže reálně takhle může projít ta druhá půlka, prostě Lotus 3 sideová mapa je mega hard na defendu. Ale jakože hrajou dobře Gentlemates. To je co za kill? Vidíte ten Filu, třeba ten Filu full crouchuje, neustále crouchuje. Podle mě to je prostě jakoby...
Again, you're looking at Navi moving over to their weaker side. Both teams had a difficulty attacking on Pearl. If this is what it's going to look like for mates here on Lotus, then who knows what the second half.
Jo, comeback určitě je nejlepší chamber tady na serveru. Já nejdalší chamber tam není, no. Kamo, jak to nebyl kill by the way pro comebacka? Proč je Minny taky u tebe? Čemu je ta nová ultina špatná, kamo, čemu jak jsem mu vykastila zas. Navařil Riot docela s tou ultinou. Jestli tady nedá Frog comeback, tak no má je pauza a Edge tam jde sednout, vole. Jakože já doufám, že nedá, jo, protože chápeš, ale... Brilliant! Řekne komentátor brilliant. Jak mu tam dá full ve slideu, vole. Top ta hra. Brilliantní design. Revealek, kámo. Revealek vyhrál kolo.
And that's such an aggressive post plant here from Mates as well as the spike is just now going in.
I do like it, but this paranoia could be the one to break both of them as a caught, but unfortunately not capitalised upon. The molly already used from Chloric, and unfortunately the players not showing themselves from Gentlemates.
Všichni tři spotted.
Back and Ruxic in a place which he can't return from. He's not getting any more TPs. Well, at least he's got one, but he's onto the spike. Gentlemates try and spam out, not being baited out the shot. He's trying to make things work. It gets the chaotic, and somehow goes Navi's way.
Ruxic and Chloric putting on a show there. Such an intelligently read 2 versus 3. That initial paranoia from Ruxic up in the top step, clearing out the players. I mean, Gentlemates looked efficient in the way that they took the site. It's just then in the moments that
Ten reveal byl mega dobrý, by the way. Ty všem byl tak dobrý ten reveal. Co ti je, to byl tak dobrý reveal.
It's this moment here, right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, you can't play post plant on this site the same way that you used to. That you can't get that plant on the easy default box to play for main. You got to go out against the back wall. They're forced to push back through against the smokes, and they just get melted.
Nevím, kam všechno, co se mohlo dojebat, jak se dojebalo. Nemám na to názor ani čet. Co se stalo? Řeknu, že to bylo unlucky, kamo, a go next.
Gentlemates are boxed in here.
Yeah, it's the first time that NAVI have actually shown this level of proactivity. So, Gentlemates sleeping at the wheel. Come back for the opening.
To je jak má ten filu, ten monitor. Už se nesměju, sorry, kamo. To je nabejtěný strašně dobře. On to clearnul.
And only Minny remaining.
Kurva, tohle je already successful defend pro Navi, by the way, chat.
Yeah, it looks like they've responded well to what Mates have been doing. You see, on that round specifically, they would have been prepared for the C hit, but Mates can't immediately scale towards A either, so that's where the flank then starts to find value. And it feels like this defender side is a little bit more balanced in terms of the alchemy. To end the half, this one could be blockbuster.
Could be, especially with all the bodies lined up against one another on the A side. Big on, but doesn't get any kills. There's even stingers and judges in the mix, so I mean, you're starting to favour Navi here to even out.
Jo. Filu do toho monitoru kouká, když mu tam vyskočí, že potřebuje zavolat obsluhu, ale že sama obslužná špatně navážila. Tak natočíme vždycky v Lidlu, kamo. Říkám, pičo, zás.
He does, and perhaps have paid the price of the round, not checking close corner. Beppo up with the judge, but it's a shorty. The little comes out on top, and Gentlemates begin to regress. The post plant now. As Chloric and Ruxic try and clear out, and I've got not a lot of time to do this, and a lot of bodies to try and find. Gentlemates up to 7.
To byl na to, že to byl takový semi-buy, tak clean.
Yeah, as iconic as Chloric is on that site and with the support of Ruxic,
it's
not happening this time around. Mates maintain their
Hero, jak vysral, by the way. Velice netypický výser od Hero. Full crouch spray výser, kámo. Interesting. Kovaný radši Gentlemates? Po českých bejčcích? Nebo Starkso je poločeský bejček, to je jasný. Poláci jsou Češi, co se narodili jinde, akorát, kamo. Naposledy se zeptám. Oh no, chat. Chlap se jde naposledy zeptat. To už je seriózní, kámo. Tak snad se zeptám, kámo. Jako hrál 17-19, tak to je příjemný hodinový overtime. Ok, bych věděl, na co se chce zeptat, Marti, asi. Neonka není nerfnutá, ale bude. Už se to vaří, ale ještě bude trvat tak měsíc.
NAVI have been able to respond
Měsíc bolesti
quite
ještě.
impressively in a group which right now has it all out in the balance. You're looking at a game later this week which could lock in the first of the playoffs teams, Foot Liquid at the top end.
Yeah, it's Foot to potentially qualify there. Liquid still have some teams that could overtake them, potentially stop them from getting to the spot that they want to get to.
Yeah.
But for now, the next highest kind of placed teams in this group playing against one another right now. Gentlemates NAVI one game, and then you've got your bottom two
Euro už je, vole, balancovaný. Do země vybalancovaný.
This group could get really topsy-turvy, and a lot of teams that you thought were safe, maybe not so much.
I think, look, mates right now will be wanting to keep this as clean as possible and condemn NAVI to have to play the remainder of them because, as you say,
runda pistoletová. Jakože extrémně těžký komp na defend, ale my gentlemates. 3-sitová mapa bez sentinela, kámo. Nice Minny. Jsem hodně interested, jak to budou hrát. Nebo takhle, jako NAVI. NAVI, kámo, ví, že hrajou proti non-sentinel kompu, ale rozhodnou se to sendnout jakoby first tempo do siteu, kde je Viper, kámo. Jakože, jaký to má myšlenkový vole proces tohleto. Jakože, mě to nevadí, protože proti ním je Minny, ale vadí mi to, že to je tier 1 tým, kámo, a co dělají?
See what he can do. Hey, maybe throws a little TP down. Okay. Oh no, it's placed already.
Yeah.
He's not picked it back up. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. There's the spike. Oh, all right. How much further does this go, Cairo?
Antistrat co nevyšel. Tragedy. Tragedy. Nevím, jaký to je antistrat, když vidíš, že ta Viper tam je na tom siteu, tak cancelneš, ne?
It absolutely can. I mean, this one here, NAVI diving in blind. That's the issue. If you are just playing the solo Neon, who is that second in, right? Who's that instant follow-up? Is it going to be comeback with his TP, or how else are they looking to try and play it? I don't know.
I'll find you.
Gonna give it a go here on A, at least on this round. 2 headhunter bullets. Very modest. See how much it's already taken.
Příjemný damage.
On the other side.
Starzo is still getting no support either.
I mean, they've covered a lot of ground here. NAVI, they could be in for a plant at the very least.
Yeah, it's been fairly quick. So if they get a plant, that extra economy is going to look great. And unfortunately, it becomes a firing line, one which comeback can answer back. And I'm not fully convinced about this from NAVI though, especially when mates come in and do that. So one casualty, but one the gentlemates will be happy to answer back in kind.
It was one of comebacks.
To nemastný neslaný ty NAVI, kámo.
Sort of 50% value there with anything more.
A ukáž se mají na full buy navařeno.
You know, I don't mind that from NAVI. Experiment, explore the other side of the map, see what's going on. This is the round now where really we test them under the microscope and put a little bit more pressure on what it is that they're trying to achieve here.
Hodněkrát actually, když byl na jiném účtu.
The vibes are good. They're in the lead.
Má druhý účet, se jmenuje Tunel Rad.
That is Starzo on a sheriff, the rest
To je za reveal.
well, except for Bippo. He obviously has his judge. How is that going to get up close and personal on the A side though? Because this is a lot of distance you have to try and cover. And NAVI, slow to come out here, respecting what gentlemates could throw at them. And they've done
Co to je? Valorant nebo vole Fortnite?
And where it's around that gentlemates could have found to take 10 off a bonus. It's looking like NAVI have
zajímavý, by the way, jsem nečekal, že můžou prohrát ten A-main fight gentlemates. Ale ten instapeak s Chamberem je jaký docela dobrý, no. On píkne ještě dřív, než dopadnou ty utility a pak portneš tak zpátky. Joglis má 17/9, by the way.
There's one. Minny also making his approach from the same side. Does have a Vandal though, so maybe a little more inclined to save than Glyph on this Guardian.
Miami? Kámo, nehraju z Miami, Martisi, hraju normálně z Plzně tady, kámo. Dexter je z Miami, kámo.
Don't know where he was off to there.
It's a bit of a punt, isn't it?
Yeah, he's deep now. He's gone.
Oh, thanks, mate. I didn't even notice.
Nevadí, bonusek.
So back within 3 within with these two. And overall, right, I'm going to ask you the question that you asked me.
Okay.
When do you start to favour NAVI in this map?
You know what?
Chudák Marťas.
Sit here and be like really troll and be like, oh yeah, you know, are they going to do it right
Marťas, jestli tě zajímalo, top 3 agenti, kamo?
And it might happen, but I don't think I've seen enough just yet to get excited. We need more rounds.
Fando, protože hraju za Rambu.
Yeah.
You want me to put like a number?
Hraju za španělské ptáčky.
Not necessarily a number, but I want to know what's your keys to victory?
My keys to victory? Excuse me? Come back finding kills. Who's baby boy?
I think, does he not play in NA?
Ty si až mu nějakou velkou pískaničku mají, ne? Na tom.
Baby boy, that's the one.
What?
That's terrible.
Kámo, jak jsou jebnutý.
Oh dear, oh dear.
It gets worse and worse.
It does.
But it could get better for Gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd hope so. Here is comeback. The babyface killer. What can he find? Bippo in rubble. One missed shot is enough. Comeback has seen it all. No reason to hang around. They're able to force Bippo out of position though. And yeah, Marteen doesn't really have a tangible way to play off the...
Okay, jak to hraju, počkej.
That's why you're seeing the respect being shown here.
Aktiv to musí hrát, no.
Full space entirely.
Teď to NAVI hrajou dobře, chat, protože prostě no sentinel comp. Glyph. A Pepo. Ty pičo, full retake Ačko. Bez flanku. Oh. Teďka bude muset být, že full clean protokol, vole, full clean retake. Bez full flanku. Ty piče, tohleto, kámo, je nejvíc těžký kolo třeba pro Gentlemates. Jaký mají counter utility NAVI? NAVI nemají moc utility, actually, ale... A Viper je dobrá, no. Viper mega dobrá, čas. Ano, Marce si hraju oranžovou artisanku a I'm lamzu. Jako to je ten double halus.
Filu looking razor sharp on this neon at times.
Filu! Baby boy.
Right, okay. It's not the end.
Ty mu říká baby boy. Zero, jo, oranžovou, no.
Give them a 1v1 for the spot.
Yeah, a little skirmish.
Yeah, I'd like that.
All right. NAVI need to qualify to an international first. we'll wait for that one.
We will see. As for NAVI, they want to qualify from the group first before we get towards an international.
Of course.
And a good result here would certainly put them in good stead. As we are seeing right now, Ruxic going for that scale, but it's a re-hit and towards many bodies.
Jestli dají jeden kill, tak Marteen popuje raketu a je to vyhraný kolo.
Marteen as well, if he can find a way to use it. It's going to just take him all over the sheriff instead.
Kecal jsem. Ale 3 killy jsou insane.
Guns are deep, difficult to recover on the mate side, but you've now just got to be thinking about Minny. Already has a Vandal, and he's closest to the
Minny
if they head B.
a Starcio Patricio versus Ručník a Comeback, který spolu mluví turecky.
All towards plant now. So it's a post plant for rifles on both players of Gentlemates.
This one could get really awkward. Comeback has his TP this time to place.
Na 100% mluví turecky mezi sebou.
To reposition perhaps. Minny now relaying that info back.
Stark se nemá zbraň. Oj! Jak ho vyslal. Aby comeback versus jeho stvořitel, chat. Minny byl první člověk, co vytáhl comebacka do tier 1 z tier 2. Pokud mám svoje effect straight a týpek neví, jak funguje Fadesies. Oh.
finds the shot.
Originál.
Now he's up against his and comeback will
Ne.
time. Minny is no more. And NAVI just one round
Kámo.
away.
Mohl takto odrazit svého stvořitele? Jo, Jakub, nedělá to žádný alert, protože nevím, jestli to mám správně nastavený, nebo co. Jakube, děkuji za 80 jangů donation. Doing good. How are you doing? Let's go.
A huge Red Bull clutch for comeback.
Děkuji, Jakub. Nevím, jestli mám zapít alerty ten na YouTube. Soráčka, zapněl jsem to na rychlo.
The plan in his own head and execute it. Gentlemates have now called their first timeout. Worrying signs. This was
tohle je kamo stickerka, na stickerku úplně nemám alerty do píči. To ani nejde.
And with some ults up, some big ones. They need to find the solution soon.
Yeah, I already see NAVI thinking about bringing out an op for the next round as well. Obviously, Lotus has a few adjustments in terms of where you're able to spam through as well with this Odin, but it's still going to have its effectiveness. On the attack, I'm not sure if I believe it though. Right? Is it still as potent as what it could be?
I mean, this is the thing. With the Odin now, you can't spam through the A lobby wall anymore. There are only certain angles on tree that you can spam into. I'm thinking on the sort of
Odin
and then the door itself, so I'm not entirely too sure what the plan is.
Plán je s tím slidovat a střídat za slidu. Ano.
High praise.
There is still an operator in the mix for comeback, although he is being forced away.
Zajímavý clear a minu.
Now on Gentlemate's favour, this is a quick exit in towards B, using the Odin in his favour to entry, not something we'd expect.
Dobrá sračka tohle.
Let's check in on NAVI's comms though and see what they're planning.
Heaven. Have it. Safety on the race. We have sealed.
Nice. Ale tady jedli Minnyho.
No one sealing. Wanna peek it. From B. Door. Cancel. Tower.
Ten to vypojeví herní.
Coming out, Becco. 2-2.
Kámo! On je nejhorší! Ty píčo, to měl kolik šancí! Co tě je ten nejhorší? Kámo! Kámo!
I don't even want to say that they're easy ones, but compared to some of the shots that he's already hit, it's in the pressure
situation. Tak jak to posadil moji babičku, kámo, tak moje babička, kámo, hitne víc těch vypošotů tohle kolo, vole, než comeback obecný.
More staggering difficulty. It's frustrating for NAVI not to be able to keep moving forward, but that's how it goes. No chance to be sorry for yourself.
Yeah, goal F now really at the high point.
Stop hate, stane se.
Carrying them forward. Starzo and Bipple that we need to keep note of, especially Bipple on the line with the operator.
Důležitý zmínit, že kámo, chlap je označovaný jako Lamín Jamal, vole. Valorantu, kámo, Next Prodigy a tak dále, do piči, rank 1, Mastodon.
Minny's arrived in support.
He has.
Oh, full reposition.
Nice. Hidden in the corner, Bipple.
Ale nemluví, kámo, nemluví ani anglicky, jeho jedinej, jakoby jeho jediný, vole, jedinej bonus, nebo prostě jeho vymaxovaný trade, je to, že musí střílet a on nestřílí. Starsio.
And so the captain and his co-caller can feel comfortable in their site control now.
30 seconds left.
Still, with time so low, a re-hit in a 2 versus 4 is not going to favour you at all.
And Bippo's looking for this as well. Even the timing from
ten si koleduje ten Starksa, by the way. Ten to říkal. Jaký sečo?
I think this is a really important round to win if you're gentle, mates. Not only do you get 11, but let's have a
Minny ho to moc nebere, kámo. Už chce na rankedy, kámo. Minny už chce zpátky na rankedy, vole.
It really begs the question of why attempt a 2 versus 4 with 15 seconds remaining, and it's these key decisions that will cost you.
Mega dobrý stačil. To je klasik Marteenovina, vole. Rozjebal něco.
Maybe swinging at half chances rather than following through on the all more likely. NAVI have been scaling behind this wall a lot, so
Ne, mu dovolit, dělej. Vystřel!
NAVI have skilled well once again.
Exactly. Just creeping up behind it. And with the smoke there in play, it's all on Marteen. But he feels all too happy with the eyes on him. It's where he thrives. And living life.
To sleduju, co se děje, já nevím vůbec, co se děje. Proč by půjde do stromu s VIPem? Chlap šel prostě no-scopovat, kámo. Chlap šel no-scopovat, vole, do stromu. Jak beast. Jako, konference je důležitá, vole. A to kde hraje Chlorik? To má line-up? To kde hraje s tím plentem? Jako to, že hodně nikoho nenapadne, že hraje tam.
And they are rewarded for that patience. It's been a long first map into the second, but they've come out on top.
They have. It took them a long time to get started. 12 rounds to be exact, right? Or 11 at the very least in that first half, and since then they've not looked back. All the way
Sati, ale to je hra do píč, co to je? A postava se hraje jinou hru než ostatní postavy, chápeš? To tak vadí, kámo.
They put themselves in such a vulnerable position in the group with still some top teams to play.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's the same reason why Foot can qualify over Liquid if they win and not vice versa, because of the teams that have been faced. NAVI against Foot, of course, one of those 1-0. And you look at the run-in that they've got, the games remaining, sorry, I should say.
Jak smutný, Filu.
Of course, there is the match against KC, but look at Gentlemates. I mean, they've cleaned up massively since we saw them play against them.
Jako Glev, když není na střed, tak kámo bejčí, no to je pravda. To psal na Twitteru, že je konečně z Astra Jailu, že je šťastný. A ručník co, by the way? Týpek měl minulou season, když byl za Leškem, měl rank 1 staty celé EMEA na smoucích a teď má 6-16.
Feels like unless NAVI are directly hitting the C site, the early stages of the round
Co
are fine. They're able to take this A control no problem. It's towards the mid to late where that post plant comes in that there is a problem. Marteen on the boost this time, he's just not spotted Ruxik and fully punished for it.
Yeah, that's a massive mistake. At least
Oj, tohle je full unlucky kolo so far.
Instead legs so the players on NAVI side get the spike onto site.
Again, access to site, but how does this post plant look? Pit to cut.
Co se děje? Já vůbec nevnímám, nestíhám, vole. Ale Filu, teda Filu, Minny dal kill zadarmo. Taky 2 mastodonti, kámo, a oba dva se vysprejou do tělíčka s Fantomem. No pressure is real, chat, pressure is real. Pressure is real, pressure is real.
And a big one it could be for him. Zero is up close. If he gets this kill, Nightfall online.
Glis 1v3. Ale co je? A to je comeback, to je kámo 1v1 basically. Co ti jebe? Proč volkuje ze shortinu vedle smoku, který padá, když má Chamber Sheriff?
and Gentle Mate's in good stead for this group.
Ty pičo, Gliss navařil. Gliss navařil.
Great map for Mates in the end. No issues with the calling for Starso as his first outing as in-game leader on this one ends in a victory. But it's the comeback on Pearl which really showed signs of that same team that we sent to Santiago for kickoff.
Yeah, it really is. I think the one thing
Tak Liv na Sky byl velký jakoby misstep.
Bippo, I really need to see those numbers get up and understand his role on the attack, but even on the defense there, like
Liv Nominovi kámo Thanos.
Getting the luck that we'd expect, and I think sometimes week to week,
nice, chlapi, well played.
Better, right?
GG's.
And that's something that he'll be
GG's,
working
GG's,
on himself.
GG's,
When
GG's.
you have this kind of team environment, though, you can see what it does to those players.
Máte pěkný ten Lotus, kámo, na to, že nemají Sentinela na defendu, tak to, kámo, vždycky něco brali deep, měli to dobrý, kámo.
They are looking in hot form to make it to playoffs. That's if they can keep this consistent now. Starting to find the level again, replicating it is a different thing entirely.
Yeah, especially with the teams that they still have to play.
Jako, NAVI potřebují silné mod review na toto 1.
Yeah, the fixtures, of course.
Tady bych to sledoval, kámo. Byl mrtvej třeba, když byl Hero, nebo někdo byl mrtvý. Hero byl ten na tom Heavenu, ne? Někdo, kdo to viděl celý, kámo. Angel, ty. Bah!
BBL losing earlier today in the opposite group, but we get to hear from them now. We've got Starso and Bippo.
Starso and Bippo.
Welcome everyone to the post-plan, Starso and Bippo. And both of you actually were saying this is your first time on the couch now, so apology for that. It's been long overdue. But you gotta win to be here, which you did today, so congratulations on that. Bippo, I would like to start off with you specifically, because throughout this series it felt like there were points where you found your confidence back again, and it's been something that we haven't really seen much of from you. So in that regards, when it comes to your confidence, like how do you find it? What's going on there?
I mean, I feel like my role playing this Neon, it's always hard to frag out heavy, you know? I feel like the confidence is more in like not like that I don't have to stop doing things for my teammate, you know? I always have to jump for them, I have to create space for them. I feel like I always have that kind of confidence, you know? And of course, like it would be nice to frag out heavy also. I feel like I've not been doing it, of course, super well, but I feel like I'm doing my job really well all the time, and the confidence is always there. I would like to have a bit more confidence in taking fights, but I feel like, yeah, I mean, that's how it is for when I'm playing Neon.
Yeah, it was there a lot of the operator today, and I feel like that in itself is kind of a threat.
Je smutný Bobík, že musí randowně za neonku.
Yeah, I mean, of course it was. We knew they were gonna play chamber, and I feel like to counter the op, we could also bring.
Se modlím možná, ať se skončí na meta, když jí hraje Neon.
I kind of want to go back to your point where, you know, you say that you're obviously going in there and you're doing your job and maybe you're not fragging out as much, but I also want to say that that's not like a necessity.
Na Perlu docela fragoval, ne?
You guys play together on the server, and I feel like it doesn't anymore come down to one person. I see how you guys like behave. I see the fist bumps.
Nervil byl tak dobrý, kámo, co ti jebe.
Feeling more as like a family rather than like one individual player performing. So I guess this is more towards Stark, so in regards to being able to build that bond for everybody and giving everybody the opportunity to feel so comfortable. How is that going? How do you do that at Gentlemates?
Good question. You know, I think we're just being ourselves. You know, since the start of the team of the project, like Paco and Minny, like they were building the project. Like they always look for the players to have good energy, good vibes, that work hard. You know, and they want to succeed. Obviously, that's really needed. But the most important is vibes. You know, when you're down 3-9 half, you know, on Pearl. You need to have the vibes, you need to have the confidence.
That was generational, by the way.
Exactly, you know, like we that's what helps us to pull out comebacks like this, like against Fnatic and stuff like this. I believe it's
the vibes,
work, you know, during the off season and stuff, but also
the vibes.
5 players plus coaches.
To je něco, co s tím strugglou sám třeba. Mít the vibes, když se prohrává.
You cannot really play games like you
plus 20 Marteen,
you know, so like props to everyone in the team.
Comeback jak beast, kámo.
Here, you know, happy that they trust me sometimes, so I'll keep doing my job, you know,
sometimes.
as long as they trust me, and hopefully we go far.
Well, I want to congratulate you on a 100% win rate on Lotus as an IGL so far. Congrats.
Thank you.
How are the coaches kind of helping you learn the map theory behind maps such as Lotus, such as Fracture? And is it yourself that comes up with the kind of agent compositions? Is it the coaches? Is it kind of led by the rest of the team?
I think it's always like together, you know. We like to see.
Marteen nagle to vzali na sebe, kámo.
Like a conclusion and like just theory craft. Make sure everyone is comfortable on the map, kind of get a grip on the map. So like composition-wise, like everyone kind of has their own idea how they.
Dobrý, jdeme hrát chat.
We just test it. About me, how I learn, like obviously coach is helping me. You know, I have like a one-on-one with Paco and stuff like this. We're trying to mix like my knowledge on the map, his knowledge on the map, like players' knowledge of the map. Obviously, it takes time. Like we've been playing like few pracs only on Lotus and Fracture. So far, it's looking quite okay, you know, but can be better, you know, for me, especially as an IGL. You know, I have a lot to learn, a lot of time ahead of me. So from now, just practice, practice, practice.
Sounds very collaborative, though, which is nice to hear.
Absolutely. It's really nice to hear the answers, especially from both of you. And it's like, again, you guys are conveying more the feeling of a group of friends playing together rather than this is what we have to do and it's our job and we're going to clock in, do our job and leave. So, Bippo, I would like to come back to you because now you guys are sitting at 2-0. And this was a 2-0 victory, by the way, which, again, that's a really good job for you guys. Moving forward, considering the group that you're in,
look at this.
You have Heretics left, you have Liquid left. How are you feeling going on?
Heretics?
I mean, I feel like we don't really care who we play against. I feel like we just need to show good Valorant, and when we play well, we're gonna win against anyone.
Tým Liquid bude hard zápas, Heretics by měla být jednodušší než NAVI, vole, imo.
Prepare for the team, but it doesn't really matter the 5 players we're playing against, you know? At the end of the day, when we play our game, we can beat anyone.
Okay, and Liquid actually is currently at the top of the leaderboard as well as Foot. When you were put into this group and when you saw, you know, week 1, did you think that Foot and Liquid were gonna be there?
To je pár dní starý video, ne? Hrušku, to není nic novýho. To jsem viděl, jestli.
All the teams in my group, like I just go game by game, you know, like I'm like, okay, tomorrow I play NAVI, tomorrow I play KC, you know, so I don't know, I didn't really think about that.
I can answer.
Yeah. You go for it, go.
Okay, Foot, I mean, it's a surprise for everyone, obviously, but like they have like strong firepower. When we play them, like they have, to be honest, we can call it honeymoon, obviously, like they switch IGL, they fully restructured their game plan and stuff. Like we were kind of surprised by this. Obviously, they're shooting really, really hard, you know, so that's kind of maybe expected, maybe not, but I think they deserve that wins, you know. About Liquid, like they always play good, they always show consistency. I think it's not a surprise, they playing always great, so for me it's a no-brainer, you know. About KC obviously the same, so I think we can move on.
Je hodin starý videjko na Marteena.
If you ever want to be an analyst and you want to join us and you want to talk about the games,
you know where to find me.
Yeah, let us know. It would be great to have you. But in general, it's been great having you both. I also want to look forward to the schedule that we have tomorrow.
Už to přejmenovali. Už se jmenuje Marteen is impossible to fight. On furt crouchuje jak ve Fortniteu. Podíváme se na zelené chat na toto video tedy, protože nechci to kopírovat tady na YouTube. Takže díky moc za dnešní Watchparty, bylo to krásné. Chlapi dobručili, co jsme chtěli. A další jejich zápas je za 6 dní 22. což bych měl být ready. A to zase od 8, furt od 8, takže to je paráda pro nás chat. Všechny zápasy jsou od 8, až na ten první. A i ten první měl být od 8, takže krása, všechno stíhám. Já mám práci do 8. Vamos! Díky za sledovačku, GG, chlapákům a pokecáme na zelené OK, zapnu to tam do 5 minut, OK, od teď. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, díky za sledovačku, zdaneme všichni do záznamu, vidíme se na zelené, na Ranked a podíváme se na to video. See ya!